Alright, so I watched this video on communism, and I had a few thoughts I want to put out there. First off, this video was a pro-communist piece, and the person making this video had many positive and glowing things to say about communism. That's the point of his YouTube channel. So I just wanted to set the stage for you a little bit there. So I'm just going to jump right in. First off, it's pointed out that the definition of communism that he uses in this video is the age-old quote, "from each according to their ability, to each according to their need." Now, he then goes on to say that we engage in communism, given that definition, every day of our life. He uses passing the salt as an example. If you're with people at a restaurant and you ask someone to pass the salt, they will pass you the salt, and they won't expect compensation of any sort from you. Now, that's true. I've never met anyone who won't pass salt. But first things first, there's one small detail that was omitted from this video. Where did your friend get the salt they're going to pass to you in the first place? They got it from a privately owned, profit-driven, capitalistic business that gives you salt for free. Now, there's an even more important point in here. Your friend passes you the salt for free because if they don't, they will pay a huge social cost. No one's going to want to be around that person ever again if they seriously will not pass salt. If they seriously can't be bothered with passing you salt, they will likely be leading a life very soon devoid of any relationships. Furthermore, passing the salt requires no production, no energy, no cost, no risk. There is no unforeseen shortage to worry about. There is essentially no time given up by your friend in passing you the salt. Now, that is not true for any business offering goods or services for sale. There is a huge amount of production, time, energy, resources, and distribution that go into organizing an institution capable of supplying those goods and services to society. But with this salt example, the person making this pro-communist video is ignoring all of that and ignoring the fact that the market has dictated that if you are to be a successful restaurant, you must provide free salt to people. And then this pro-communist video proceeds to focus in on just one person receiving free salt, handing it to another, and saying, voila, communism is rife in society. Shouldn't we expand it to every part of our lives, to every institution? I say you have omitted way too much to be taken seriously thus far. Now, as I said, the business must actually spend time, money, energy, and resources to give you that free salt. And furthermore, unlike your friend who knows you personally and likes you and wants to give you that salt because they want to see you happy, that isn't the case with the business. That business does not know who you are. And they don't know what you do, what you believe, what your politics are, what your religion is. Everyone working at that business may not even like you personally if they got to know you, but by God, they're going to be giving you free salt, because if they don't, they'll pay a huge price when you end your patronage to their establishment and let other people know why you never go there anymore. And they don't care if they may like you or not, or if they don't know you. The market forces them to treat you just as your friend does when they pass you that salt. There was an example used, I forget exactly where it was. It might have been Hayek. I'm not quite sure. But it was basically talking about if you had somebody who was a stereotypical Islamophobic type of person, that person under a free market capitalist society, despite the fact their personal feelings towards Islam is nothing but negativity, they might be involved in the production of prayer mats for Muslims, because at the end of the day, they're being compensated for it. So despite the fact that they may not like something for good or bad reasons, it doesn't matter, they will still benefit those people. They will still meet that need because they will be compensated. So whether or not they like someone is of no importance. The fact is since they are compensated in that way, they may do things that most people consider to be noble, despite the fact that they don't want to do it. But moving on, the second thing to point out, you need to compensate that business somehow, and you do this by paying your bill for the food. Now, why do you need to do this? Well, that restaurant has fulfilled a need for you, and in doing so, you've taken something away from them. You have added to the entropy within that business to a small degree, so you need to compensate them for this. Your friend underwent no entropy by handing you the salt. Or perhaps, if we're going to split hairs, a negligible amount of entropy, as they may have burned half a calorie when they handed you the salt. The business, on the other hand, by meeting your needs, has temporarily been put in a tougher position. It says a lot about you in suggesting that you shouldn't be required to compensate them in some way. This, if put on top of an entire economy, is how you lead to absolute chaos, which leads me to my next point. In this video, this person also makes a point very similar to what many socialists have been saying recently, that socialism shouldn't be a dirty word anymore. He asks why people shy away from the word communism. It should be embraced again, according to this video. Now, this video then quickly puts up pictures of Stalin and Mao and sort of glosses over how people just think of those horrible, tyrannical people and then overreact to the word communism. Well, yeah, is this an attempt to make people forget what your ideas have brought forth time and time and time again? It is not as if Mao, Stalin, Pol Pot, the Kim dynasty, Castro, Maduro, Chavez, Lenin, and the long list of other Marxist-minded tyrants, it's not like they came to power by telling the common folk how terrible their lives are going to be under their rule. It was quite the opposite. It was a consistent message of prosperity, utopia, and paradise, and never having a need go unfulfilled again. I guess that promise was partially fulfilled, as if you're dead, you don't need anything anymore. Are we supposed to forget? Are we supposed to ignore the fact that those who support Marxism and communism today have nearly identical rhetoric as those psychopathic dictators of the not-so-distant past? They have a bit better knack for some good PR work, but the fundamental message is the same old stuff. Distrust and dislike for anyone who might have a better lot in life than you. And oh, by the way, the economy is a zero-sum game. By the way, that's completely false. So anything they have that you don't have, they must have stolen it from you or exploited you to get it. It's an incoherent ideology, completely untethered from how reality or an economy efficiently works. And it doesn't matter how modestly you put it, it will inevitably end in suffering, just as it always has. But this video is going on too long, so I'm going to end it here. Please like and subscribe because it's a huge help, and you have a good one.